Good morning, gamers! Today on our gaming news show, we want to share some interesting events from the world of gaming. You know, lately there have been fewer games released with Russian localization. We all know the reason behind it. But no worries! The developers still provide text translations, and the voice acting is taken care of by talented folks like Games Voice. However, here's a surprise. Sony has decided to delight Russian-speaking players with a new game, Marvel Spider-Man 2, fully translated into Russian. Yes, you heard it right. There were rumors before, but now it's official information. Even though Sony has left Russia, they haven't forgotten about the players there and will continue to earn their support with blockbuster games fully localized. Perhaps even Marvel's Wolverine will also receive text translation and Russian voice acting. By the way, an interesting question arises: will Peter Parker and Miles Morales speak Russian with the same actors as before? But we'll find out the answer on October 20th. On that day, the game will be released exclusively for PlayStation 5, and we'll learn all the details. Moving on. Oh, gamers, here come the adventures again. A week without gaming presentations? Not at all. Last Friday, we got a dose of news at the Summer 2023 Summit. Sega and RGG Gotoku Studio decided to share details about their games with us. So, what have they prepared for us? Let's start with the exciting spin-off, Demon Hui Raise His Name. Kazuma Kiryu is back in action, but now under the pseudonym Zero. He will become a true agent. Yes, he decided to take up a side job. The events take place 3 years after the 6th installment. We'll be traveling through the Sotenbori district and other locations from previous games. And remember that mysterious guy on the throne from the trailer? Meet the main villain named Hamaru Nesatani. But that's not all. Our beloved Kiryu will fight in 2 styles, Yakuza and Agent. And he will use everything at his disposal to strike his enemies, including huge advertising billboards. Way to go, Kazuma! And now, the main event! Like a Dragon, Infinite Wilds is not just another game in the series, it's a direct sequel to Yakuza, Like a Dragon. Expect the most extensive locations in the franchise's history. Ichiban Kasuga and Kazuma Kiryu will be the main protagonists. And you know what the performers promise us? A scene with a naked Ichiban on the beach. Yes, it will be in the game itself. It will be one of the major plot twists. So, gamers, get ready for the beginning of 2024 to dive into the new adventure of Like a Dragon. The game will be available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Prepare yourself for an exciting journey. And we're not stopping here. Hey folks, did you hear? Immortals of Aveum is like Call of Duty, but with magic and dragons. Pretty awesome, right? And guess what we'll be doing in this game for a whopping 30 hours? Well, according to Brad Robbins, the head honcho at Sindan, it's going to be a blast. Now, listen up, folks, because we've got some cool stuff coming your way. Besides the awesome linear levels, the game will have a ton of open areas, hubs, and zones for you to roam freely. And hold on tight, because there will also be some Metroidvania action. What's that, you ask? Well, it's when we develop our characters, acquire new superpowers, and then go back to previously explored areas to enjoy previously inaccessible secrets and puzzles. And let's not forget, buddy, that you can hang out and chat with NPCs, learn about their dark pasts, or simply have a chat about the game's world. Classic stuff. According to Robbins and his partner Mortis, Aveum will keep you entertained for a solid 30 to 40 hours if you're into collecting all those cool additional goodies. It's like a magical marathon with dragons. Oh, and don't forget, the debut game from Ascenten Studios will be set free on July 20th. So, take good care of your gear, PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. What's up next for us? Wow! This is incredible! During the winter, Crusader Kings III fans decided to actively participate in the development of the upcoming update. And you know what happened? The Wards and Wardens expansion pack, focusing on child rearing, won in fierce competition. They felt it was time to pay attention to their little princes and princesses. This pack will introduce an enticing new mechanic: hostage-taking. Now, every great ruler will have the ability to send their heir to live with another ruler as a sign of peaceful intentions and to guarantee the fulfillment of agreements. The hostages will reside in the homes of their friends, but they won't be able to escape or become free knights. And if anyone dares to harm these poor souls, they will face serious consequences. But that's not all. The developers decided to delight us even further. They will add a new type of influence that the guardian of the hostages will possess. And the court will have a new position called the wet nurse. Oh yes, childcare will become such a serious matter that it deserves its own role. Education will also undergo changes and become even more interactive. Characters will be able to continue their learning even at university. Who said that a prince doesn't need a good education? And the most interesting part is that characters will be able to develop a new trait called eccentric. Thanks to this trait, they will find themselves in increasingly unusual situations. Oh, with these eccentrics, you'll never get bored. The Wards and Wardens update will be available to all interested players on August 22nd. So get ready to raise future rulers, send hostages, and create great stories in Crusader Kings III. Now, let's take a look at the already known stories. The interview everyone is talking about. Matt Booty, the head of Xbox Game Studios, decided to share some important news, and we have all the juicy details. Firstly, let's talk about 343 Industries and Halo. Remember how many employees left the studio? At some point, it seemed like Halo and 343 Industries were facing a real crisis. But now Matt Booty has spoken up and said that the current lineup at 343 Industries is no longer the super team that could lead the company. Well, that's clearly not a flattering opinion. However, they are not giving up on the Halo series and will continue working on it with the support of external studios. Looks like reinforcements are coming for the team. And here's the second topic, the hot and scandalous Redfall. Who doesn't remember that debacle? But surprise, Microsoft is not planning to shut down Platinum Games. They are continuing their work and will now focus on updates and new content for games. Matt Booty even stated that they fully support the studio and want Redfall to become the greatness they promised. Well, maybe they will keep a closer eye on those vampires this time. And finally, the third topic, Perfect Dark. Let's not forget about the reboot that was announced a few years ago. But rumors about reshuffling in the development team turned out to be true. However, despite that, the project is still alive and aiming for release. Yes, someday we will be able to fully immerse ourselves in this world of espionage and adventure. As they say, good things come to those who wait. So, my friends, those are the news. Matt Booty has given us some interesting details about the future of games, studios, and projects. It seems we'll have to wait and eagerly anticipate what will happen with these games. In the meantime, let's hope that everything turns out as planned. Oh, guess what? The Callisto Protocol is soon receiving its final content expansion. And it's called Final Transmission. Imagine this, in the trailer, the main character wakes up and encounters a horrifying robot that wheezes something like "There's no way out." Music to my ears. The developers promise that this expansion will be the heart-wrenching final chapter of the game. Oh, what promises? It's likely to be the first and only story-driven DLC for the Callisto Protocol. But don't despair, my friends, because Striking Distance has pledged to support the game for at least a year after its release, and we're only halfway there. Who knows what else they have prepared for us? Perhaps there will be many smaller expansions or even a seasonal pass. Anything is possible! So, Final Transmission will be released on PlayStation on June 27th and on PC and Xbox on the 29th. Get ready for the final dose of horror and suspense. And I'm already signing up for the How to Survive in the World of Horror course because I simply can't miss out on this protocol. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all for your attention. See you later.